Hey, it's Anne-Marie with Speak Confident English. And I'm curious, have you ever been listening to someone else talk? Maybe it's a discussion your friends are having or you're in a business meeting, and the whole time that you're listening, you're just thinking, no, absolutely not, because you totally disagree with the other person. So when you disagree with someone, what do? What should you say in English to express your disagreement, share your opinion, but still be polite? Of course, you want to keep your friendships and business relationships intact. But there are times in life where we totally disagree with someone and we probably need to say something. So in this lesson today, I want to focus on 3 really simple strategies that you can use to disagree with someone and share your own opinion, but still be really polite about it. All right, so for today's lesson, we're going to imagine that you're in a business meeting and you and your colleagues are brainstorming, having a discussion, making some future plans, and someone shares an opinion that you just totally disagree with. Here is the first step to doing it politely. Show that you understand the other person's opinion. Let's be honest. We all want people to listen to us and hear us. When we feel like someone isn't hearing what we're saying, we get frustrated and we get defensive and we try to explain it again and again. So instead of having a really aggressive situation, the best thing that you can do is show them that you heard them. Show them that you understand. And some great ways that we do that in English are with phrases like, I see what you're saying, or I understand your perspective. I can understand why you think that. True, that's a fair point. There's some truth to what you're saying, but now with all of those, you've taken that first step to show that you understand. Then in step number 2, we apologize before we disagree. It's simply a polite way to introduce that disagreement. Let me give you an example. I see what you're saying, but I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you. Or I understand your point of view, but I'm sorry to say I have a different opinion. I understand why you think that, but respectfully, I have to disagree. In all of those examples, I start with step 1, showing that I understand their opinion. Then I use an apology to politely and smoothly transition into my disagreement. Doing that can help keep the situation really calm, and it can push away or avoid some of those tense negative emotions that sometimes happen during disagreements. Now, in this lesson, I've shared just a few examples with you, but I have so many more, and I've shared those with you in the online lesson. So after you finish watching this video, be sure to check those out. Now, before I move on to step 3, sometimes the situation is really delicate, and we want to be very careful about our disagreement. So if you want to be extra polite, you could also use this strategy of pretending that you're not really sure if you disagree. Here's what I mean. Instead of saying something direct like, I'm sorry, I disagree with you, or I'm sorry, but I don't share that opinion, we can use something that's a little bit more in the middle, like, I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure if I agree. In that example, instead of being really direct with, I don't agree with you, it's more like, I'm not sure. It's a little less aggressive. And then finally, step 3 of how to disagree with someone politely is to always offer an alternative solution. If you truly want to be effective in arguing for your opinion or position, the best way that you can do that is to offer support and a solution. Doing this also helps to soften the disagreement. After you've used the first 2 steps with something like, I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure that I agree with you, you can follow that with a sentence that will help you introduce your position or opinion. For example, instead, I think we should, or my suggestion would be, And finally, from my point of view, I'd recommend. So here's how it might look put together. I see what you're saying, but I'm sorry, I disagree. I think that the outcome of this decision is going to affect everyone on the team. So I think it's best that we include everyone as we prepare to make this decision. In that example, I included language to show that I understood the other person's position. I apologized before introducing my disagreement, and I offered a solution or recommendation. So now it's your turn to put this all together. Before I share this week's challenge question with you, if you like this lesson, please be sure to let me know. And there are 3 great ways for you to do that. Number 1, give this video a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future lessons. Number 2, share it with friends and colleagues on Facebook. And finally, if you know someone who could use some help knowing how to disagree with someone in English, share this by email. So now I'm very curious. My questions for you this week are 1, have you ever had a disagreement in English? If you have, how did you resolve it? I'd love to know what steps you took, and maybe you've got some great advice or an expression that you used that could be helpful to someone else in the Confident English community. And I'd love to have you share that. And you can do that in the comments just below. And in situation number 2, you and your colleague are responsible for planning a team building event at work. But here's the problem. There's one weekend that works best for your boss, or it's the weekend that your boss prefers, but unfortunately that weekend, several of your team members won't be there. They have a conference to go to. So what do? Your coworker thinks you should stay with the weekend that your boss prefers, but you think this is a team building activity. We should have everyone there. So you need to disagree with your colleague. How could you do that? Share your example with me in the comments below. It's the best place to get feedback and learn from others in our community. With that, have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time for your Confident English lesson.